Good evening. I'm Jill Sands. I've lived on the Waccamaw Neck for 25 years, and I raised my family here. I also work here, and in my job, we spend a lot of time working throughout Georgetown County, trying to hear all the voices, not just the loudest ones. Across this county, the number one concern is housing. Although residents in different areas of the county view the housing issue in very different ways. The fact is, everyone deserves access to safe, affordable housing, not just the comfortable retirees, the financially stable, or the wealthy. Everyone. It's important to remember that we are one Georgetown, not just the Waccamaw Neck, where I live. We all need to work together as a community with a common purpose to build the community we want to be. Change is inevitable. Working together, rather than at cross purposes, will benefit all of us in the long run, not just the fortunate few. Once the land use plan we will vote on tonight is in place, it will enable us to move forward. Please pass the land use plan so we can get on with it.
Hi, my name is Tarpley Mott, and I have some rambling notes here, but I wanted to say that I grew up in a small town like Georgetown in Mississippi. I went to New York City, which is very different from Yazoo City and very different from Georgetown County. Workforce housing is a very interesting concept, because you need to have workforce that's housed near the places that they work so that they can go to work and get to work easily. The problem is that I see in this plan is that it's made no differentiation between the workforce housing on the Waccamaw Neck and the workforce housing that's inland in Georgetown. And that's a big difference. Now, I just spent this afternoon actually driving across all of Georgetown County, because I came over from Mississippi today. And it's full of opportunity. This whole land is kissed by God. It is a gorgeous county. Every bit of this county deserves to be looked at very closely at how it develops and how it is used. But when you're looking at workforce housing on the Waccamaw Neck, in particular when you're looking at it close to the beach, you're bringing density close to the beach. So what workforce are you serving there? What businesses are you serving there for that housing? What's the point of that? What's going to be the ultimate end of that workforce housing? Is it going to become somebody's beach apartments because they've come to the beach to work for a couple of years in one of the resorts, and then they keep the housing? Then we have a very nice subsidy for a beach house there? Or is it going to be something that the county is going to regulate, so that you have to have this whole infrastructure for vetting people in their jobs and how long they stay in their jobs and what they're making in their jobs and all of that in order to protect this housing?
My name is Cindy Person. I have lived in Pawleys Island for 34 years, and I'm here to speak about the proposed land use plan. Decades ago, before Myrtle Beach and Mount Pleasant became the overdeveloped nightmares of traffic and concrete that they have ultimately become, Horry and Charleston County approved land use plans that included the same kinds of increased density and mixed use that are before you tonight. After those plans were adopted, each small regulatory decision that was based on those plans, those increased density plans, taken alone, likely seemed harmless and insignificant, but the incremental impact has been widespread and devastating. I dare say everyone in this room has experienced the end of that story. If this proposed plan is approved tonight, the stage will be set for history to repeat itself here in Georgetown County. If this plan, well, let me just say this too. Some of our Waccamaw Neck Council members dismiss the increased density aspect of this plan as harmless and suggest that it's really the regulatory decisions that count. And while we would agree that it is true that the regulatory decisions count, those regulatory decisions must be based on the plan. And if your goal is truly to decrease density on the neck by modifying the zoning regulations, which again, citizens are 100% behind, there is no logic to approving an underlying plan that everyone agrees increases density. Increasing density to decrease density does not make sense under any circumstance.
Dwayne Draper with Keep It Green. Before considering the land use element during third reading tonight, please think about what your favorable vote to increase density on the Waccamaw Neck will promote. Significantly increased traffic and resulting pollution. Even more automobile, motorcycle, and pedestrian accidents. Putting more people in harm's way during future evacuation events. Overtaxing public safety operations that are already overtaxed. Overtaxing local school districts. Increased demand on quality health care. Increased clear cutting of trees. Loss of the beneficial effects of tree canopy. Interruption to wildlife habitats and corridors. Loss of biodiversity. Increased impervious surfaces. More stormwater runoff and pollution of our creeks and rivers. Alteration of natural hydrology. Aggravated flooding, especially in endangered watersheds. Elimination of more wetlands. Interrupting the balance between the natural ecology and social ecology of the community. Gentrification of historic minority neighborhoods. Loss of small town beachside charm and character.